Got a lot to tell you today. First of all, I've got my COVERLAY dash and my COVERLAY door panels out here. I'm kind of getting a late start today, later than I wanted to, because of course the weatherman said no rain, but it did cloud up and it rained right around us, but luckily it didn't rain here, so I'm pretty happy. Here's what I've got done so far. This is not a requirement for COVERLAY, by the way. I was trying to do a few things before I actually get to putting the dash cover on. One of the things I was going to fix was this. My switch is broke. It is stuck on high on my heater and air conditioning controls. It's broke right here. And only way to turn the fan off is to turn this off. So if you turn it on, it's going to be on high whether you like it or not. But I thought while I had all this stuff off, stupid spider web, I was going to take this switch off this one and swap it with the one on here, but I didn't know it because I'm not real familiar with this stuff. The plug-ins are different. This must be a newer model. So I got this at the junkyard thinking that I could maybe swap it out. Everything else, the handles and everything else looks pretty much identical, but except this switch. So I'll have to go back to the junkyard sometime, and it's no big deal. And while I had it off, I went ahead and got some headlight cleaner, headlight lens cleaner, and I just done a real quick job on here. It's not perfect. Most of this will be covered up, but I'm just wanting to get done. So I just kind of went over it and cleaned it up a little bit. Believe me, it looks better than it did. I'm not taking all this off to do the inside. This is a shop truck. So as long as I can see the gauges, I'm pretty good. So I'll show you what I've done while I took this off. Let's see. This is the instrument bezel that was on here. And see, it was broke here in the corner. And I actually think this is a 79, but I think it's supposed to be the black, actually. But see, this one doesn't have air on it. This truck does have air, but this one doesn't. This is just like a little storage compartment. So I picked this up at the junkyard. I've had it a long time, and I got it because the holes for the radios hasn't been cut out, you know, an aftermarket radio put in, and that's the reason I picked up this one. So now I've got to, because this truck has air, I'm going to have to take this vent off, this, and put it on this. So that's what I'm fixing to do next, is swap this over to this one, because as you can see, even though this one's used and it's dirty, it looks better than this one. And I'm hoping it'll fit on there just fine. But anyway, I'll do this and I'll get back with you in just a minute. We'll see what it looks like. Okay guys, I'm back. I made a terrible mistake, and I always tell you my mistakes and my success stories. This is a failure story. Come here and look at this. This truck, I didn't take into account, this truck has the wiper switch on the
dash.
In the dash bezel. This one does not. It's just got the lights. And see, even the lights don't line up with this. The reason being, this is one that has the wiper switch on the turn signal, as you're probably accustomed to. But back in the day, they used to put them on the dash, and I was trying to put it on, and then I realized, I'm glad I did, because I realized that these little things in the lights and the wiper switch, of course it's not in here, and also the light switch is in the wrong location too. So if you're like me and you're trying to learn all this stuff, either because you didn't research it, or you're like me, you're just trying to learn by experience, then take into account, if you're doing something like I'm doing, that make sure that if you pick one up at the junkyard or buy one on eBay or wherever you get one, if you're going to change it out to put a better looking one on, well, just make sure that, you know, all the holes, look at your dash and look at the one that you're thinking about purchasing.
Take a picture of it.
Yeah, and yeah, take a picture, that's a good idea. And make sure that it's the correct one for yours. And this is a 79. I don't know exactly what year they went to the wiper switch on the turn signal, but I know my 84 has it on the turn signal. So it's somewhere between, I guess, 79 and 84, maybe 80, 81, I don't know. Anyway, I thought I'd tell you that. At this point in time, I'm trying to fool with the COVERLAY stuff, so I'll get back with you in a few minutes. Hey guys, I'm back again, and I took my old door panel off. I know you're asking to yourself, why would you take off a good door panel like this? But I'm just kind of strange. I just rather have something that looks, I'm just kidding. It looks pretty bad, doesn't it? Now, I'm going to show you what it looks like now. Got some bumblebees flying around and some flies. This is what it looks like now with the COVERLAY door panel on it. It wasn't really hard to do. It's just I've never done it before, which is taking me a little extra longer because I don't want to mess up. But it's not hard to do. It comes with all the screws that you need. And of course it comes with the window felt. Comes with the armrest, which, look at this. Look at this old armrest that I did have on this truck. And I had this pull. Some of this stuff I'm not reinstalling. You can if you want to, but I'm not. This is that strap pull that always gets pulled out, and always, when you go to the junkyard and stuff, they're dangling like that. Just a big mess. And I'm also not putting this on. I'm just leaving this off just like this. It works just fine. It goes like this, but I'm not putting it on. I just prefer to leave it off. I kind of like the clean look. It's just clean. And I'll tell you something else I'm leaving off too, if I can find it. Yes. Piece of chrome is supposed to go right here. But I'm sorry. I'm not putting it back on either. I don't want it. I really just like this clean look. Doesn't that look clean? It looks, I mean, it's nothing fancy. It's just clean. I'm really happy with it. I'll tell you something else I done while I had the door panel off is I sprayed some WD-40 down in here around the windows, so the windows will go up and down. These windows went up and down easy anyway, but they really go up and down really good now. All this stuff that I'm not putting on, let me tell you this, I can always take this off and put it on, so it's no big deal. I can always put all this stuff back on. Of course not, I don't think anybody'd want this. But here's some more stuff that I have done.
I showed that before.
Oh yeah, yeah. My wife has been helping me, and believe it or not, this door panel looks better than what was on the driver's side. So I'm just standing here looking at this and then looking at that over there, and what a comparison. I mean, it looks really good. Okay, here's what I done. You got to take this off, the door lock. You know, I know y'all know how to do this. It just unscrews, and you got take these screws off for the pull handle. As you can see, it's already got parts missing. All this stuff is just loose as a goose, so I'm not putting it back on. You got to take the window crank off, take off this pocket. Oh yeah, that's something else I'm not putting on. You can put this back on. My wife even fixed the one that was on the driver's side. She just tightened up the elastic that was on it, because as you can see, it's all stretched out. It's rotten. I never did like them when they put them on. I never have used these pockets, so I'm not putting it back on. I will say that this little arm rest looks halfway decent for an old 40-plus-year-old, 45-year-old truck. And I'm not putting this vent thing in because I just don't want it. I like it just like that. Look at this door and then look at that door. I mean, it just looks good. I'm not putting all this other stuff back on. I just want a clean look. And when I get some carpet in it and a new dash pad and a few other little odds and ends, this truck's gonna look pretty good on the inside. But anyway, I'm saving all these parts. I know they're kind of unique and I'm sure you can buy them somewhere, but I'm not drilling holes to put all this stuff back on. Most of the studs are broke anyway, as you can tell. It's all just hanging on by a thread. So over here on this, when you get the COVERLAY kit, you get the carpet that goes underneath the door.
Kick panel.
Kick panel, yeah, goes underneath the door panel. What you do, this is all new, and because all the holes are somewhat unique to the truck, what I done was I took my old one off, so stuck it on here like this, lined it up with my fingers best I could, and I took a drill and I drilled out each one of these holes with my antique drill that I have. But it does the job, so what the heck. Anyway, I drilled them out. Now, if you wanted to, let me say this, it's got holes here for this vent. If you wanted to put that in, I'm sure you can cut it out and put it in, but it's not important to me. I just want a nice clean look, and I'm not real savvy anyway, so. Anyway, and here's where that pocket was at. Oh, I was gonna show you this too. My wife, real quick, just kind of fixed this pocket that goes right here. The elastic is just rotten, it's just wore out. But anyway, that's where that goes, and I can show you what it looks like on the door. Maybe you might agree with me when I say I don't want to put it back on. It just doesn't look good. It's always in the way, and to me it takes away from the very nice door panel that COVERLAY has made, so I'm going to leave it just like this. The only two screws so far that I have saved are the ones that goes in the armrest, the padded armrest. These two screws, these are the original ones. This piece right here, this little piece that the lock goes in, that piece of chrome, they did supply me with, I said it, wait, here it is. They did supply me with this that goes in here, but it wasn't hard to take out. I just pushed it out with my thumb before I installed the panel and put that piece of chrome on just to kind of jazz it up just a little bit. But anyway, that's where we're at. We're fixing to do the passenger side door panel, and I'm thinking it probably will go a little bit quicker since I somewhat know what I'm doing. So just giving you a heads up what's going on, and I don't know if I'll get to the dash cover or not, but we'll just see what happens. Anyway, appreciate you watching. Just, I guess, should I just end it here? Okay, we're going to pause it if this phone will hold up, and just in case it doesn't, please like and subscribe to my channel. I'm on Instagram, Primer This Best, and Facebook, Primer This Best. This phone is kind of wanky at times, and it just cuts off, so just in case it ends here, appreciate you watching. And if it is a part 2, I'll make a part 2 and show you what it looks like completed. Otherwise, you're going to be on pause. Thanks. Okay, guys, the phone must be working, so I'm going to continue on here. My wife and I have took the straps out, the pull strap that you shut the door with, which was, anyway, wonky, I'll say. But all this stuff, as you can see, is broke. So that's another reason why I'm not putting this stuff back on the new COVERLAY door panel. There's a bunch of screws in here, so you have to look, and I missed that one right there. So I'm going to attempt to get this off without, it's so brittle from the sun doing its number on it. At the same time, you got to keep this door handle where you can kind of try not to break anything. It's tough getting out. Oh, it's that clip, window clip. Just be patient. Be patient. Which is not one of my good qualities. Well, something broke. There, got it. Let's see if I can find that. There it is. I'm afraid if I don't pick up stuff when it falls, I'll wind up having a flat tire. I guess this piece went right here. I probably broke it trying to take it out. But this holds this stuff here on here. See, somebody hit in the past, as I said, I don't know the history of this truck, and it's trying to tell me a story, but somebody's tried to make this look better before, and it's kind of hard to do when you got stuff that's as old and sun-cracked, dried out, brittle as this is. But I'm going to save this panel, both of them, just because. Anyway, I've seen on YouTube also that sometimes you can get like a heat gun and put it on the plastic and get it like really, really hot where it gets shiny and kind of restores the look. I've never done that before, and I didn't want to do it on anything that I'm actually driving with nowadays, so I might do an experiment on that and we'll see how it turns out. So anyway, I'm going to save all this stuff because it's got this pocket on it, all this trim and stuff, which, as I said, in this case, I'm not using. My wife, Mrs. Primer is best, is wanting to put this chrome back on here.
Clean it up.
But I'm not wanting to. As you can see, this is how it goes on. I'd have to drill a whole bunch of holes, take all this back off and put it back on here just so it'll look like this. I just don't think it's gonna, it'll look good, yeah, but there's not enough really to me it's not worth the trouble. So I'm not gonna do it. If she wants to mess it up, she can. So, but I'm not, because I like that look right there. The best.
Oh man, I missed that trip.
Yeah. I just about tripped on my extension cord for my 50-year-old drill. Another thing I was going to tell you real quick, in case you're ever doing this kind of stuff or have your doors open for a while, these doors have been open for several hours, is disconnect your battery. Just so if you have a battery that's maybe kind of weak on your car or truck, disconnect it first. So if your interior light's on, it won't drain your battery down. So, okay, now I'm going to get this stuff right here. This is that bottom piece, that carpet at the bottom. This is the new piece right here that I'm going to put on this door here on the passenger side. Now this is what I'm doing. You do everything at your own risk, of course. But see, this matches up with I'm putting it right on here just like this, because you have to drill your own holes, which I don't mind. What is it? 8 holes. It's not hard. But I just want to make sure I get it all lined up. I didn't have any problems putting those on, and they come with the screws. See how nice and black they are? It looks really good. I'm really proud of that. Okay, I think I got this lined up about as good as I'm going to get it. So, can't mess up this truck, so I'm just going to have at it. As you can tell, some of the carpet kind of comes along with this old. This is not the right drill bit. I just found an old drill bit and stuck it in here, and it happens to work. So, and as I said before, I don't have many tools, so we just, as one of my friends at work used to say, go with it. So we're just gonna go with it. Okay, I'm drilling holes, and I'll pause this right here. When I get them all drilled, we'll start putting it together, and I'll show you how it kind of goes together between my wife and I. Surely we can put one more door panel on, but I can't take my eyes off that door panel. It just looks really, really nice. I'm real proud of that. So anyway, I'll catch you here in just a minute. Just hang on.
Oh, go ahead.
Cool.
We put all the screws in the holes. And if you don't know where, it's really hard to tell on this carpeted spots where the hole is. So when there's no screw there and it's just carpeting, it's hard to tell. So to have a guide, you just put this on top so you can kind of find your hole and then push it from the other side. It's hard to find it on the carpeted spot.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see because the screws are black, but once she gets going, she kind of lines them up pretty good, and it makes it easier to put on.
So, and then when you have all your screws in, then you can just put it right on your door.
Yep.
But see how hard that is I didn't know where the hole was. So
Yep.
I kind of laid this on top. I pushed this through to find the hole, and then once I found it, then I kept my finger there and pushed it through. So just trying to make it easier for you guys when you go to put these in.
Thank you. Now, while she was doing that, see, what was I doing? Oh, I was over here. See, I took off this little plastic thing that goes on your, oh, thanks, for your door lock. I took it out. I just preferred this one. Of course, you can do whatever you, at least they give you one that you can have to use if you don't have one. But I did. I took this and bent all these straight up so I could get it out of my old door panel, and then I bent them back down. This I told my wife, Mrs. Permanent is best. I might name this video COVERLAY Door Panels and Dash Pad for Dummies. I know some of y'all know all this stuff, but this is my first time to do this, so I'm just trying to show you every little thing. As I said, of course, you can still use the one that's provided, and it would look just great. But I just preferred this.
Okay, you're gonna show how to put that on?
Yeah. It's kind of a windy day, so I'm trying to make sure nothing blows away here. Now then. Okay. First, I'm gonna try to situate this. Anybody that does this for a living would have done had it on. But as I said, this is my first time, so
Door handle.
yeah, I gotta get that door handle. No, first I gotta do this. I'm glad I seen that. I gotta swap this out. Almost forgot.
I'm gonna pause it.
Yeah, I'll pause it and I'll show them what it looks like when I get done. I'm just taking out. Okay guys, I'm back at it. I forgot to take this
Armrest off.
There's a little screw that holds it on to the door panel. And if I hadn't have seen that, it never would have went down on there like it's supposed to. I don't know what that was. Oh, stop. Okay guys, I should have pointed this out earlier and I forgot, so I'm kind of glad that it happened when it did. There's some little plastic things here that you put screws in to hold your door panel on. They slide in like this. I guess they're somewhat adjustable, but they're real easy to slide out, so you have to be careful. But I had two of them come out, and I sure am glad it happened when it did. Otherwise, I'd have been having to take the door panel back off, I guess. So now I've got the window roll all the way down. Don't forget, if you want to spray some lithium grease or some WD-40 down in your window regulators, now's a good time because you don't have the door panel on. I'm going to see if I can put this on without knocking anything off. Again, maybe it'll go a little bit easier this time.
Pull the door handle out.
I will here in just a minute. Okay, I got it kind of lined up, I think. If you quit laughing at me, it sure would help. If my wife lived by how long she laughs, she would live to be 200 years old. She's constantly laughing at me about something, and I can't figure out what she's laughing about. But anyway, it's always fun here. So, anyway, make sure everything's lined up best I can do. Look at that stupid. Well, that's easy to fix though. I'm trying to get all this to line up. It's going, I'm just lining it up. I think what's holding it up is that stupid little. That's what's holding it up is that little thing you put the door lock on with. I've got the door handle in. Oh, before I go too much further, let me put this back on. Hopefully. There we go. Damn. Okay. Okay. I think that's on there pretty good. Then where's my, oh, you've got it. I'll put this on. Maybe this will help. If I can do this, anybody can, because I'm not what you would call mechanically inclined. Just being straight up with you. Boy, a lot of waspers. Look at him on the tire. They're all looking for a home. Okay, then we'll put the carpet and stuff on, so we'll just pause it right here and I'll get back with you. Hang on.
Okay.
Ready? Okay guys, I've got the door panel on and got my window crank on and everything's looking pretty good. My last step is I have lined up these Phillips head screws in this carpet area, and now I've got them all started, so now I'm just kind of tightening them up a little bit. Don't want to over tighten, but you want them tight. Gotta tell you, my wife was a big help to me. Okay. I've checked my window. It all seems to... Oh. Got everything looking good. The other side looks just as good as this side here does. I want to thank COVERLAY. COVERLAY done an excellent job producing these parts. That's who I bought my parts from, is COVERLAY. I always get COVERLAY. I'm going to try to put the dash pad cover on this dash. Look at this dash. And I'll probably end this video here just because I'll just start a new episode of putting a COVERLAY dash cover on this dash. I'll show you how I do it if you haven't seen me do it before in some of my older videos on my other trucks. I'll show you how that goes. It's not very hard to do. Believe me, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Same way with this here. And once I figured out what I was doing, this went pretty quick too. And as I said, COVERLAY done an excellent job. I mean, this looks really, oh my goodness. Let me get out of the way. I just want you just had to have seen, I know you looking at it through a video, but in person, these door panels look terrible, terrible. These look really, really nice. And I've got some fingerprints on here and stuff, but doesn't that look nice? I mean,
And these are rubbery. They're not hard. They're not the hard plastic.
yeah,
They're rubbery.
they're soft. I mean, you can put your elbow on it and be comfortable going down the road. Yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out. They done a real good job. If you get an opportunity, if you have an old car or an old truck, and your dash looks terrible, or your door panels, or I'm sure they make lots more other products, COVERLAY. Check them out, COVERLAY products. And I first got to noticing them because my dash, my 78 step-side truck, that was the worst looking C10 dash I have ever seen in my life. And I visit junkyards quite often, but that's the worst one I ever seen. And I was looking on the internet and I found COVERLAY, and I ordered a COVERLAY dash cover from them, and I've been stuck with them ever since. Everything that I bought from them has been the highest quality. I've never had any kind of problems. They have instructions. They've got everything that you possibly could need to do the job and make it look good. So thumbs up to COVERLAY. And anyway, I'm going to end this video here. If you get an opportunity, please subscribe to my channel. Give me a big old thumbs up. Let me know you watch it. Leave me a comment. And I'm sure everybody does things different, but this is just how I do it. And if you want to follow my lead, you can. If you don't, that's okay too. Just do what you want. But I'm a big fan of COVERLAY. So anyway, I'm on Instagram, Prime It Is Best, all one word, and Facebook, Prime It Is Best. Check me out. And I appreciate it if I get a comment from you. Y'all have a great day. I'm just tickled to death with these door panels. See you later.